Man, I am out of shape. When the heck are the ships gonna get moving again? This doesn't sound like a conversation. If the haulage vehicles aren't gonna work, then freight transport's gonna have to be done by hand. But there's no freight to carry coming in anymore. Guess this isn't the time to be saying I'm lucky that I get to slack off on the job. What's gonna happen to my paycheck, my food? Good question. Aw, why isn't it working? Come on, be a good boy and work. Geez, with ordnance not working, there's not much of a job for technicians like us. Makes sense. Work sure as heck ain't happening. All I can do is wait and do some fishing. How about you? You should wet your line too. It'll calm you down. Can we? Answer's no. Disappointing. I come to my job every day, but with the way things are, ain't no work's getting done. I wonder how things are gonna turn out for us. Hopefully, it won't be for too long. Thanks to this strange phenomenon, we can't contact Ruan. We have no way of knowing when ships will arrive. So if the orbits have stopped, does that mean the ships have stopped too? Ooh. Sucks for those people stuck at sea. Man, work just keeps piling on up. Everybody else is complaining about not being able to work. You're the only person complaining about more work? Our job's kind of at a dead end if no ships come in. Ever since orbital ships were introduced, sailing ships have been on the decline. Can't something be done? We're trying, dude. We're trying. What the heck is that? Not like I can get any work done anyway. Might as well relax here. Honestly, it's a pretty good place to relax. Cause like, with these shipping containers stacked up like this, nobody's gonna see him, you know? Unless he makes some weird noises and somebody comes to investigate. Or somebody else is slacking off. It's a pretty good hiding spot. Alright, that was just one big or no, it wasn't. We thought this was that guy. Eh? Let me guess. You're here to see that. You can see it over at the dock. Thank you. Just as harbor business was starting to get back on track, this mess happens. Has the goddess abandoned us? Sure, just blame the goddess. Wonder if we actually get a cutscene of the island. The giant orbital construct that flew away from the harbor, the ancient dragon that appeared in bows. I didn't think I'd be surprised at anything that showed up anymore, but what is that weird thing that appeared in the sky? There's a big flying island. Sure is. I didn't see anything. No way a freaky thing like that's real. I disbelieve. Ever since that object appeared, orbits have stopped working. Can't the Royal Guard shoot it down in the Arcee? I suppose the Arcee can't move either though, can it? I've seen a lot in my long life, but I've never seen anything that odd. Is the rumor that orbits aren't working thanks to that true? Just because they appeared at the same time doesn't mean one caused the other. I mean, it is true, but More people are coming to see that weird floating thing. I'd normally kick him out for getting in the way of work, but with orbital energy stopped, no ships are coming, so there is no work. Honestly, standing around is pretty much all you can do. Put in a ticket counter and charge admission. To think Orbmans would just stop working. I'm worried about the future. I wonder how long this is gonna keep going on. Indefinitely? Until Russell can create some mega generators? Okay. We need to recoup some of our sepith from all those monsters that stole them from us. Or not. Also, it's a stressful time. Estelle and company needs some sort of okay, we're good. We are not getting the sepith we want. Anyway, so, you know. I wonder if someone's riding that object. Please don't say something so scary. Who's riding it? It is not a mech, confirmed. So. Can't use transport trucks, and the boats ain't moving either. What the heck are we supposed to do? The more I look, the stranger it is. Very curious. How is that thing floating if Orbmans aren't working? Good question, good question. You can see it all the more clearly today. Was hoping for like a cutscene, but okay. Everybody gets a look except us. That's fine. Perfectly fine. It's not like we want a closer look at what we're going up against or anything, you know? I feel like I've seen that store owner somewhere before. Whenever I try to get a good look at his face though, he hides in the back of the store. Maybe he's shy. Interesting. Huh? Was there a store here? Welcome. Do we know you? Excuse me, sir, what kind of store is this? I didn't expect to meet you here. Oh, do you know him, Joshua? Estelle, you know this person as well as I do. I do? Is he with the society? No, not quite. So if you don't mind, I'd like to hear the details. Oh! Former Mayor of Rouen, Mr. Dalmore. What? Why are you here? How did you get out of prison? I believe you're supposed to be in holding at Lyson Fortress. Oh, did he escape when the ordnance went down? That's true, but do not misunderstand. I am here with all proper permissions. Proper permissions? Yeah, that's not suspicious. How rude. Considering what happened in Rouen, asking me to believe you would be insane. After what you did to innocent children. Orphans, I might add. Estelle, let's hear him out first. After we punch him? Can we punch him first? We can decide if he's worth trusting after that. Ugh, fine. You must understand that I, too, am a victim of that case. After all, my memories of that period are quite vague, as if I were controlled by someone. On top of that, I had to pay an enormous bail from what little fortune I had left to my name. I see. That's why... Bail? What's that? It means that by paying a certain amount of money, you can be set free until your guilt has been proven. So what? Any bad deed can be forgiven with money. Nothing is forgiven. The world's justice system works on a principle of innocent until proven guilty. Until your guilt is established, you are granted personal freedom by paying a heavy amount of mira to act as an assurance against your fleeing. Of course, you're not permitted to leave the area or hide during that time. Precisely. I'm still not digging it. Basically, it means that it's not that impossible for Dalmore to be here. It is true that there were also extenuating circumstances. Nah. But what are you doing here? As you see, to rebuild the Dalmore family, I intend to make a new start. First, I am starting a business here to save money towards rebuilding. A business? So what kind of store is this? Sepith. Sepith? Yes, there is no store anywhere in Liberl that trades in Sepith. Quite the genius venture if I do say so myself. You're right. Still, wouldn't it be difficult to get enough Sepith to actually run a business on? Ahem. I have my own secret channels to procure stock through. What channels? Stealing? Stealing from miners? And there he goes with the suspicious stuff again. No, we need to know where this source comes from. Even the punishments of hell can be bought off. Welcome to the Dalmore firm. If you want Sepith, we can provide as much as you might wish. Of course, we will require you to pay appropriately. Too bad we're broke, both in Sepith and Mira. Oh. We definitely can't afford these. Is, like, Gilbert upstairs too? No? Oh, but there's quite a few bottles. I feel like Shara would get along well with him. You know, minus the whole criminal element. So the guy had enough money left to both pay bail and buy the shop and procure probably illegal Sepith. Doesn't seem like a small fortune to us. The cafe owner makes it all sound so carefree, but this is a big problem for me. After all, with no orbments, I can't read at night. Candlelight makes me feel like I'm just hurting my eyes. How about moonlight? Open a window? Cooking without orbments is rough, but I like that rustic feel when you use fire. Even the coffee seems a little tastier when prepared this way. Might be good to do it with wood and charcoal fires from now on anyway. Makes sense. You're free to enter the sewers. However, do be sure not to cause any trouble inside. Seems like the editor-in-chief's got something to say to the staff. They're upstairs in the editorial room, all of them for once. Oh, okay. Orbital energy stopped. And it's not just light and heat that's a problem, but communication is difficult as well. However, I don't think that you lot are the sort of journalists to be deterred by small stuff like that. Of course not, we have a job to do. Exactly. Many of the citizens now have no access to information and are trapped by anxiety and fear. This is exactly the time for us to provide accurate information and contribute to society. You ain't gotta tell me twice. That's exactly the reason us journalists exist. But Niall, it'll be hard to get an article without even orbital cameras working, you know? Dorothy is right, most of our equipment doesn't work. However, to use that as a reason to abandon the duty of mass media is the utmost of unacceptable. Everyone, I don't care what you do anything you can come up with to get our next edition out there. Joshua! Hey Dorothy, been a while. You really came back. Good for you, Estelle. Yeah, I guess. I'd love to get a memorial shot. But my camera isn't working. It really messes with my groove. I guess your camera's pretty important to you, Dorothy. Of course it is. It's my claim to fame, you know? I want to be able to take lots of pictures of that cute little floaty island soon. You're the same as always, Dorothy. Aw. Niall! Oh, hey, Estelle. And Joshua. Been quite a while, huh? It has indeed. You're as busy as always, Niall. Yeah, I told the editor the same thing, but something like this ain't gonna stop my pen. That's just how companies want it. But what do you plan on doing without being able to use orbments? Yeah, that's the problem. With things as they are, we can't even use Dorothy's camera. Well, I got some ideas though. After this, I'm gonna meet with Queen Alicia and have her listen to him. Sounds like you're working pretty hard, kind of a relief. So, Joshua, gotta admit, I want to interview you real bad. I'll put that off for now though. Still, you be ready for my pen. Go easy on me. Hey you guys, I don't think of this situation as a threat at all. If anything, this is exactly where the true worth of the liberal news service will be tested. Make sense? Yeah, the editor-in-chief has it. Alright, even if I have to write it by hand, we are putting out the liberal news. I mean, they could, like, write it by hand and post it on a couple of bulletins around town, you know, and then people just gather to read those. I thought so during the coup d'etat, but being pushed in a corner only makes things more exciting, huh? Maybe I'll write up an article about simple recipes you can do even without orbments. Alright, let's do this. Sandwiches. Salads. I've got a mountain of problems and things to do, but I can't afford to space out. For a journalist, the first thing to do is take action. The editor-in-chief seems really cool today. I can hardly believe he's the same guy people always call that old sly fox. I mean, he's pretty cunning, you know? Lots of ideas, lots of tenacity. At first, I was pretty down about all the orbments not working, but at times like these, we've just got to keep strong. My wife's been putting her all into work at the department store, and I don't plan on doing anything less. Good for you. Oh, he's probably at the docks. Oh, we already talked to you. Think that was everybody? Okay, we will do the sewers after we talk to everybody. You can see that weird thing in the sky pretty well from the harbor. I bet you can see it even better from the castle. This guy's probably busier than ever. Everybody starts writing letters now. Now that they can't make phone calls. With things as they are, I really don't think now is the time to fish, but... What are you saying? With an attitude like that, you'll never be able to join the group. This is exactly the time to cast your line and calm your mind. The mindset of a master fisher is that of a clear, still pond. Good luck with that. Have fun. A weapon in hand's all you need to protect the citizenry, so I'm not too worried about the Ormond situation. I was given orders from Her Majesty to go home by home and explain the situation to each and every resident. Naturally, not a single one of them has been thrilled to see me. I can understand why, but it still stings a bit. It's better to explain than to keep the public wondering though. Just about anything right now could cause a panic. Would not want that guy's job. Going around town telling people bad news. Amen. Time to begin evacuation training for our house. First, roll call. At times like this, it's great comfort having that man around. There are all kinds of emergencies nowadays, so this kind of thing is important, don't get me wrong. But that smile kinda makes me wonder. He probably just enjoys having something to do. Thanks to the Queen, I'm still somehow able to keep up with my business. Even without ordnance, I'm striving to maintain the same level of service I always offer. Sadly, there's not much I can do about light or heat. I hope the ordnance are restored soon. Soon is such a relative term. It'll happen eventually. Well, at least he doesn't have to worry about cleaning any of the rooms, because there's nobody there. Everyone's acting like the Queen can just snap her fingers and make things all better. They still don't even know why orbital energy stopped, right? This sucks. I'm stressing out big time. Oh, you all are. Please, pass. Princess Claudia should be in the castle, but she's very busy, I believe, so you may not be able to meet her. Sure. I mean, we weren't able to see Kevin either, so why should this be any different? The other day, Princess Claudia came back with a strange look on her face. She's been speaking much to the Queen of late. Captain Shores is not currently in the castle. She is aboard the Arcee. While the captain is away, we will keep this place safe. Never thought I'd see the day where the Duke would behave so well. The world works in mysterious ways. Interesting. You'd think he would be kicking up a fuss about the ordnance. Is it true there was a dragon in Bose? The army's airships fighting a dragon. That sounds like one for the history books. Even for the Royal Guard, to be unable to use our guns drops our ability to fight to almost nothing. If the Empire attacked at a time like this... Oh, wait, I guess the Empire wouldn't be able to use their guns either. That's what we've been saying. Don't know that it's true. Hopefully. Ew. Nope. It's true that you can cook up a certain unique zest using coal fires and fireplaces. The problem, however, is that it takes much longer to produce such fine flavors, and I'm short on time as it is. I suspect any complex meals will be out of my reach for some time. Warming or boiling water is easy enough with just plain fire. It's not quite so easy to control fire conjured from an orbment. The signing ceremony after party went over as well as it ever could. All parties were more than delighted to partake in Mr. Jervis's food. Ah, Joshua. Hi, Shay. It's been a while. Oh, good, you're back safe. Shay, what is it? You're as beautiful as ever. Huh? It's nothing. Oh, she still remembers. Joshua the maid. No peeking. Okay. Ever since Orbman stopped, nights are dark and cold, and it's hard to cook. Every day is just unbearable. How does the throne intend to respond to the situation? Ah, if you will allow me. The orbital shutdown phenomenon is currently being investigated, primarily under the jurisdiction of the Royal Army. We have no other details on the situation at the moment. That's absurd. Now, calm yourself. Certainly there is much we do not know. This is exactly why it is the intent of Queen Alicia to support the citizens as much as possible. For example, the East Block's History Museum has been open to the public for free. Furthermore, with the Queen's promise of support, dining establishments are staying open as long as possible. By doing so, we hope the citizenry will reclaim their calm. Also, in case of emergency, we have plans to use the Grand Arena as an evacuation site, and... Whoa, is this real life? The Duke seems like he's actually saying really reasonable things. I know, is it like the martial arts competition where he's being forced to say it? No, unlike that greeting, this isn't a situation where all he has to do is say something arranged in advance. He's clearly speaking his own words based on his own will and thoughts. I suppose something acted as a trigger to start changing the Duke. Interesting. My, well, if it isn't young Joshua and Miss Estelle. Philip, it's been quite some time. Ever since the birthday celebrations, I believe. But I'm glad to see you're well. Yes, thank you. While you were away, Miss Estelle has been most good to His Majesty. Sure. Estelle has... Aw, I didn't do anything that big. The young master has finally found the will to work. I hope he can keep it up, but as soon as this crisis is over, he's gonna revert back to his old ways. If you wish to meet with Her Highness or Claudia, you likely won't be able to for a while. If you want to know the details, you should ask Hilda. I'm sorry, but I have been busy all morning dealing with petitioners, so... Doesn't even recognize Estelle. Really? Duke Dunnan's a better person than I'd thought. But his hairstyle is as terrible as the rumors say. I see. Seems the Queen's got a lot to think about too. Knowing the throne is doing its best to respond to the situation is a relief. We gotta do our best too. Ever since Orphan stopped working, a lot of citizens have been petitioning for aid. If the Duke wasn't here, we'd have a hard time getting to all of them. Still though, the economic damage in just the capital alone from the after effects of the orbital shutdown will be terrible. As I said, we are currently investigating the cause of the orbital shutdown. As Queen Alicia is currently otherwise occupied, I'm afraid you'll not be able to meet with her right at this moment. As soon as we know anything, we will contact the embassy immediately. I am Walter, a senator with the Republic's Parliament. Is it not reasonable to expect a more decisive answer? When exactly will I be able to contact my home country? Maybe this is just like a bid for the throne. Like if he acts all... Estelle and Joshua. It's been a while, Hilda. Yes, welcome back. Hilda, is Chloe around? Miss Claudia is in the audience room ahead. However, she is currently speaking about important matters with the Queen, so I'm afraid I must ask you to refrain from entering. Oh, really? Yes, I'm afraid I can't say when they will be done. I'm very sorry. I know you went out of your way to visit too, but... No, don't worry about it. I just came to see her since I was in the capital. I don't want to get in the way, so I'll take my leave. Pardon us. Maybe Maid Joshua will make a reappearance. Maybe she's talking about, like, taking over the throne. And this is Dunnan's last-ditch effort to seem reliable so that he still has a chance. Duke Dunnan is almost like a new man. Lately, he's even gone so far as to hear petitions from the citizenry in the audience room. Yes, he has. Probably nobody in these rooms, but we shall check regardless. Just in case. I need to finish all my work before the sun sets. With orbments no longer working, everything gets pitch black with the setting of the sun. Makes sense. Good luck. Have fun. Does Joshua have a tattoo? Is that what that is? Lady Claudia will be residing at the castle for some time, and I'm happier for it. Her mere presence alone does plenty to brighten the halls of this castle. Aww. Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Claudia are currently not in their rooms. I just saw them leave. Beyond this point are Queen Alicia's quarters. Nobody in here at all? Not even servants? Oh, we finally get a... Still doesn't look like a city. Interesting. And we can fish here? What? Alright, cool. Okay, so it's just taunting us. We can't actually fish here. How rude. To use nowadays, Orban's not working is a source of terrible anxiety, it seems. Of course, it sure does make it hard to boil water. Guess I've gotten complacent too. the Lind is still stuck in roulette. I was so worried about my child that I came back to the capital. The rooms are so dark and cold. It's really scary, but I'm doing my best to be brave, just like Mama said. Don't tell anyone, but I was so relieved when I saw Mama's face I cried. Aww. That thing that appeared at the lake is super suspicious. I mean, doesn't it just look suspicious? More like, seriously, give me a break. Don't you think this lifestyle is so tragic? I feel like they're having two completely different conversations, but okay. The Grancel Castle kitchen is making our ice cream. The queen said she wanted to make sure everyone could try it. I was shocked to hear the queen had eaten my ice cream. Wow, congratulations. Quite the accomplishment. General Cassius and Colonel Sid are in the royal army. Just thinking that calms me. They are very reliable, yes. The royal army is still maintaining heightened security. I'll do my best too in case the worst happens. Liberal is a country that developed as much as it has thanks to ordnance, yes? If ordnance remain unusable like this, things will surely become more than just inconvenient. I thought the orbital shutdown problem was just in the capital, but it seems like it's affecting other regions too. If ordnance remain unusable forever, what's gonna happen to this country? Good question. Oh. Nights sure are long when you can't use ordnance. I'm so anxious I can't sleep. It's so depressing to see the sunset. Whatever happened to Ricky and Anton? We haven't seen them in a hot minute. When was the last time we saw them? Please, pass on through. Are you sure? I've been instructed by Ambassador Cochrane to let you in if you came by. What's this about? It seems she wants to hear from all kinds of people so she can get a better idea of the situation. Ah, gotcha. Well then, if you'll pardon me. Alright. Since orbital lighting doesn't work, we're getting our light with lamps. Lamps are inconvenient and need care when handling, but there's something really heartwarming about them. They may be a bit inappropriate to think about that right now, though. Ooh, is Mueller? Not that he would be in the, Calvard embassy, but still. We didn't have ordnance when I was young, so I'm not really fussed that they're out now. I understand why one would worry, since ordnance are so common nowadays, but perhaps now is exactly when I can be of aid to the ambassador. Good luck with that, have fun. Even Ambassador Cochrane seems quite tired. Her efforts to gather information have taken quite the toll on her sleep, apparently. My husband is currently off at Grancel Castle. He apparently wants to inquire directly if there's any way to contact our home country. I think he'll just end up waiting pointlessly without an appointment, though. As always, he is missing the point. Given that all communication from Liberal has cut off, I imagine the Republic is in quite a tizzy. Eventually, someone will send an investigation team to represent them. We need to gather as much information as we can before then, but... Hello, Ambassador Cochrane. Estelle, good timing. I'll put this to you directly. Do you have any information about the situation? Given that the Royal Army seems to be acting quite calmly and confidently, I assume the situation was predicted. Ugh, she's sharp. It seems I've let myself get a bit flustered by it all. I can guess Liberal has its own circumstances. Even if you knew anything, you probably couldn't tell me everything. Sorry. Don't worry about it. Thinking about if our positions were reversed, I really can't complain. Ambassador Cochrane, let me just ask one thing then. Are we okay to just wait like this? What? She's asking if she can leave the situation to the Bracer Guild. To us, in other words, I think. Yes, of course. Right now, the Bracer Guild and the Royal Army are putting their full force into investigating this. I'm sure we'll resolve this phenomenon and get things back to normal. Please do. If it's come to this, then us acting carelessly isn't a good idea. While this is disconcerting, we'll just stand strong and wait for things to settle. So calm in the face of a crisis such as this. Have we spoken to you? In international society, liberal superiority is maintained by our orbital technology. The Non-Aggression Pact is a sign of that. If this situation continues, even the Queen won't be able to... Oh, speaking of Anton and Ricky. A broken heart bathed in the golden glow of dusk, the remnants of the dreams of the strong. Apparently, Anton's heart was shattered once again in Rolent. Seems like he intends to be a dramatist or something now. Oh yeah, it was in Rolent. With Ina, right? And Olivier? And then we just didn't see them again. Professor Russell and Zeiss might know something. Sure does. With orbals unusable, even our gorgeous capital is pitch black at night. Seems like the Queen is looking into the situation, but I wonder if she'll really be able to find a way to make them work again. Do you have some business in the sewers? You're welcome to go in, but be careful. Is this really the time to be inviting passersby into the sewers? You guys are... please, pass through. Oh, Olivier's not with us, but we can pass anyway. Yes, there's no problem. Given the situation, the ambassador would like as much information as he can get, it seems. I've been informed that if you bracers came by, you were to be let through. Oh, okay, well then. Thank you, we appreciate it. Yeah, so is Mueller in Liberal right now? Or is he... I wonder if my father and mother in the Empire are safe. Olivier left the other day. I wonder if he's alright. Not being able to communicate with your own country in a situation like this is terrifying, I'll admit. Mueller? Is Mueller still with Olivier? Probably. Unfortunately. Disappointingly. I wonder what that last communique from the Empire meant. He was yelling something like, "What do you mean, don't move?" Interesting. I wonder what that object floating above the lake is. Is this phenomenon occurring in the Empire as well? It'd be nice to know something. Knowing nothing at all is so nerve-wracking. You know that golden floating object? I've never seen or heard of anything like that before in my entire life. It's darn creepy, that much is for sure. What on earth could it mean? Hello, Ambassador Koenig. Oh, you lot, good timing. What do you know about the current situation? Any details you could provide would be of great assistance. Well, this is certainly out of the blue. Far from it, ordnance malfunctioning on such a mass scale is utterly unheard of. I won't be able to keep regular contact with Erebonia at this rate. I can't even get any work done. It's unacceptable. I see. Pardon me, sir. Have you inquired with Grancel Castle yet? It's possible that Queen Alicia might be able to help you. Of course, I did that some time ago. Several times, in fact. I've yet to receive a response of any kind from Her Majesty. I think it's safe to assume that the palace is in just an unfortunate state given the circumstances. Oh. If I could just restore communications, I could handle the rest. We can't give him a ZFG, right? We barely have enough for ourselves to sell. Come on. Of course not. We barely have enough as it is. See, Joshua knows what's up. We barely have enough as it is. He just has to deal with it for now. I wish communications could be restored at least. There was a strange order from Erebonia before the orbital shutdown occurred, from what I've been told. Just as the ambassador tried to inquire about it, communications suddenly dropped. Very interesting. Welcome! Thanks to all the orbital energy going kaput, the latest edition of the Liberal News is only sold in the capital. Even so, the reporters and editors are incredible for managing to get an issue out at all. I gotta do my part and sell like crazy. If we're not gonna get anything to sell coming to us, we'll have to get our stock to sell ourselves. Sell anything you can at all. After all, our customers surely want products. Even if there's things we can't do anything about, we'll do the heck out of what we can do. That's the spirit. Forget about pots and plates, we need to secure food. This is getting serious. Our manager's pretty reliable, right? I can see why she says, if I were on a glacier, I could even sell ice. Lately, we haven't been getting our fish from Ruan, but from the Fisherman's Guild, apparently. I thought they were purely a hobbyist group, but with Orbmanstead, it seems they're really stepping up. My sister, who is heading to Bose, is apparently in Relent. Ah, thank goodness, she's safe. I wasn't worried or anything. I'm going to challenge her head-on and win the position of T sales staff after all. I think we talked to everybody.